So we are discussing about coal and petroleum. Yesterday we discussed about articles and activities and articles of 30 to 40 years back. Related to that, in our textbook, a few questions are given. So for that means related to that table itself, he asked a few questions. What are those means? In that the first one he is asking how many of these materials were available 10 years ago. See, open your textbook and can keep answer these questions from in the textbook itself. What is that? How many of these materials were available 10 years ago? Which type of materials are there before 10 years? They are plastic, iron, gold and silver, articles, were available 10 years ago. Okay, second one. How many of these materials were available 50 years ago? Answer. The articles made up of wood, iron, gold, silver were available were available 50 years ago, and also articles made up of clay. There were no plastic items. Then third question. How many of them How many of these materials were available available 100 years ago? For this the answer will be the articles made up of clay, wood, iron, silver, gold were available 100 years ago. So please check here. Here the things what are given in your textbook itself, you have to answer these questions. What are those means? How many of these materials were available 10 years ago. How many of these materials? Plastic, iron, gold and silver articles were available 10 years ago. Okay, then how many of these materials were available 50 years ago? Before 50 years, which materials are there? The articles made up of wood, iron, gold, silver were available 50 years ago, and also articles made up of clay. They were no plastic items. 50 years back, there is not at all plastic available. Okay, but in 10 years we can see that the plastic is available. Then how many of these materials were available 100 years ago? When you are coming to this point, the articles made up of clay, wood, iron, silver, gold were available 100 years ago. So activity 1, with these 3 questions, the activity 1 was completed. Now next one is source of material. So the next one is, what is that? Source of material. What is source of material? Means, for suppose, we are getting wood from, what is the source of the material? Trees. We are getting wood from trees. Okay. Metals from ores. Okay. Pots from clay. Pots or some other utensils we are getting from clay. Is it correct or not? So when these are coming, then from where we are getting the glass? Sorry. Where we are getting glass, plastic. We already learned about the plastic in the 3rd lesson itself. Plastic we are getting from petrochemicals. Then how we are getting glass? So let us see, the table was given here. What is that? The second table, sources of materials. As we know that we are getting wood from trees, plastic from petrochemicals, metal from their respective ores, then glass, clay we know that by the mixing of the soil. So the very 2 important things here is glass. From where we are getting the glass? Okay, by melting sand with other materials and then cooling it rapidly we will get the glass. Next one is clay. By mixing the mineral kaolinite with water. So please check here, glass by melting sand. You just on your Google and see how the glass will be made. You can see that they will place the sand and they will start heating that one. In that some calcium carbonate or something powder they will keep and start heating that one. Slowly they will drag, okay, the glass from that one. But if they want to make any article with that one, immediately when it is heat itself, they will mold it and keep aside. Did you understand? At that time only you will get the glass items will be formed. You just go on to the Google and see. You can know how the process will go on. So by melting sand with other materials and then cooling it rapidly. Then clay if you are taking by mixing the mineral kaolinite, okay, kaolinite with the water, we will get, means what we are telling, the pots are made with that one, or some substances, means for Ganesha Chaturthi, the ideals, everything will be made with this one. Next one is wood, where we are getting from the dried trees, we are getting plastic from petrochemicals. Already I know that, I told for you that plastics we will get from petrochemicals. Which type of petrochemicals we are using to get plastic? We are having a thermoplastic. We are having thermoplastic. The next one is thermosetting plastic. Two types of plastic are there. What is that? Thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Thermoplastic can be recycled. Thermosetting plastic cannot be recycled. Thermoplastic can be recycled. Thermosetting plastic cannot be recycled. Got the point? Glass, clay, plastic, etc. Next one is metals. Metals means from their respective ores we are getting the metals. Next one we have to discuss about exhaustible and inexhaustible resources.
Start.
Next one is exhaustible and inexhaustible resources. Exhaustible and inexhaustible resources. What is meant by exhaustible and what is meant by inexhaustible? Now let us see that one. Exhaustible resources. What is that means? The resources which are limited coming to here, we are having the very important one is exhaustible and inexhaustible resources. So coming, these two definitions are very important. You must know what is exhaustible, what is inexhaustible. Exhaustible means the resources which are limited. Did you understand? Means very less in the quantity. Okay, the resources which are limited in nature and cannot be exhausted by human activities, means again we can't replace them. Okay, by human activities are called exhaustible resources. Example, coal and petroleum. From where we are getting? These are fossil fuels. From the dead and decaying parts of plants and animals, we are getting this coal and petroleum. Means it takes, when we are coming to discuss about coal and petroleum, you will know more about that one. Let us know first the definitions of this one. What is this? Exhaustible? The resources which are limited in nature and cannot be exhausted by human activities are called as exhaustible resources. What are inexhaustible resources? The resources which are unlimited in nature, okay, and not likely to be exhausted. Which are unlimited means they are in large quantities. How much we use also? They will not be reduced. That also we must use in a proper manner. So the resources which are unlimited in nature and not likely to be exhausted by human activities are called inexhaustible resources. Example, solar energy. Where we are getting solar energy? Through sun. Okay, wind energy through air. Tidal energy through electricity. Okay, then water, hydroelectric energy. Through water we are getting hydroelectric energy. Tidal we are getting the electricity. Okay, wind energy from air and solar energy from sun. Got the two definitions? Please write in your notes which are very important. I'll continue tomorrow.